Today's video is all about Phyn Plus features. You and I are going over everything about the Phyn Plus device, and I'll be showing you exactly what you can do with the Phyn phone app. Business first, this is a review unit, but if you saw the unboxing and install video, a water monitor is not a device you can easily install in your home. And depending on where you have it installed and your weather conditions, you might need to be a little more choosy about what you're willing to put on your house. There will be more backstory in a follow-on video to explain why we made the switch to Phyn Plus. Phyn Plus is a whole house water monitor and shutoff system, which continually monitors for leaks. This gives you the ability to shut off water to your house with or without your intervention. You place a Phyn Plus in line on your water riser going into the house after the shutoff. The unit itself has an aluminum housing connected to the plumbing with brass water meter couplings. Let's be real, this is the most striking water monitor out there with a sleek design and LED screen on the front. All of this protects 3 sensors on the inside: a pressure sensor, temperature sensor, and ultrasonic flow sensor with no moving parts. The only moving part is the shutoff valve, which is designed with full-bore stainless ball construction. When your faucet runs, the pressure sensor in Phyn detects micro changes in pressure at 240 times a second, recognizing the faucet's pressure signature. Phyn matches this event with the flow rate measured by the ultrasonic flow sensor to determine how much water is going through that particular faucet. That, on top of the AI using your past usage history, is how Phyn Plus learns to differentiate between a toilet flushing at the exact same time the washing machine is running. Phyn does not easily log backflow events from the supply side because it does not use a turbine. Instead, it uses an ultrasonic flow sensor. Water movement is only logged if the pressure sensor detects a vibration signature, which generally comes from a fixture or a new leak. In other words, you're less likely to need a check valve or water hammer arrestor installed to get useful information in Phyn's event log. If the leak is small and not large enough to be easily detected, it will be discovered during the automated daily plumbing check. Phyn monitors your water usage and sends texts and push notifications from the phone app if it detects any kind of leaks, pressure issues, and offline status. It will also send alerts if the issue is resolved in time before shutting off the water automatically. You can decide if you would like to receive texts, push notifications, or both. You can also receive a phone call, but I will touch on that later. In other words, you can control just how much you want to light up your phone. Here is what a critical alert looks like inside the Phyn app. It includes how much water occurred during the event, the date, start and end time, along with duration. Depending on the situation, for instance, this was a high flow event, Phyn gives possible suggestions as to the cause along with how to troubleshoot the situation. If it was not an actual leak, you can help Phyn continue to learn your household's behavior by classifying the event. If you know it's something you're obviously doing, like flood irrigating a tree berm, turning water back on is as simple as touching the button from off to on. Phyn Plus also runs a daily plumbing check to detect any smaller leaks. It runs this plumbing check during times when you do not usually use water. If you do happen to turn on a faucet or appliance during the plumbing check, it will immediately interrupt the diagnostic test and turn the water back on. The switch back on is instantaneous, so you may not even notice it was on, except for the push notification and text. The app allows you to manually set a time range for when you prefer a normal plumbing check to run. Moving back to the unit itself, Phyn Plus is a worst-case scenario backup if the shutoffs at both the water riser and water meter go bad. You can turn the valve off physically 2 ways: by pressing the blue button on the side for 3 seconds, or second, if and only if there is no power to the system. You can take the shutoff tool attached to the side, lift the gray panel on the side of the unit, insert the tool until it seats, and turn clockwise to turn the water off. In order to see the status of the device manually, you have to push the blue button on the side. The beautiful blue LED screen indicates all is well, and when water is running, you'll see the screen shows movement. If the valve is in the off position, you can see it also shows that status. If there is no Wi-Fi, you see the same flashing sequence used to set up the unit. If you were hoping the LED screen stays on, it has a 2-minute timeout. This is great in the situation where it lives outside and you don't necessarily need it advertised, but it won't continuously light up for you if you have it installed indoors. If your internet goes out, obviously you won't get leak notifications in the event of an emergency, although you will receive an offline alert. However, your home is still protected with offline leak protection. As long as there's power, the unit can function independently. You will have to enable this feature in the settings because it's disabled by default. While the unit is offline, it will still keep tabs on your water usage and add the amount used to the total for the day. Phyn will send you notifications if it detects pipes freezing. The freeze warning is one of the very notable parts of Phyn Plus. Recall, this unit is designed to measure pressure. The freeze warning is not just the temperature sensor on the unit giving you the reading only at the unit, but a combination of both the temperature sensor and the pressure sensor working together. It's a result of seeing the pressure go up in the plumbing, which we all know causes pipes to expand and eventually burst. We need to stop for a moment and realize how incredibly sophisticated Phyn Plus is to protect an entire house from freezing pipes. This isn't just a temperature sensor at the unit. This is a highly sophisticated way of looking at your entire system and keeping that entire system protected, not just where Phyn Plus is located. The Phyn app. The Phyn interface is straightforward and intuitive. The first screen, called the Activity Monitor, focuses in on the current usage. It gives you a real-time reading on the temperature, pressure, and flow rate. It also gives you a warm and fuzzy on your alert status and when your last plumbing check ran. If you're into water conservation, or at least getting a feel for how well you're doing in comparison to the average one or more person household, you see how you compare right on the front screen. From this screen, you can run a plumbing check, see water usage, and see water events. If you select Run a Plumbing Check, you have the option to run a normal check or extended check. We're going to go into a lot more detail on the plumbing check in a follow-on video where I share some real-life testing with you. If you select See Water Use, it takes you into the Water Use Plus calendar, which gives you a heat map for your daily usage over the course of the current month with a comparison, gallons used, and number of events at the bottom. If you have some water cycle you run manually, like I do when I'm irrigating my citrus trees, you can track the last time you watered based on the heat map on the calendar. When you click on any day, you'll get a high-level breakdown on each kind of fixture. From there, if you click on gallons or events, you'll get the lower level events and exact usage. If instead you clicked on sync, for instance, it will return you back the events filtered on sync. The bell on the top right is the alert screen where all active and resolved alerts are logged. See Water Events leads you back to the current day's events. There's another water use view in the side screen. It also gives you a high-level picture of each month with the daily gallons used. There's also an hourly breakdown of the day selected in the chart below. Moving on to the settings. This is where you can update the fixtures and how many residents are in your home after your initial install. You can also change how you want to be notified of events, along with if you want to set time windows when alerts can be sent. Under Smart Home Integrations, Phyn Plus can interface with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and If This, Then That. With regard to IFT, you can do all of these discoverable applets except D-Link no longer supports IFT. So at this time, Notion is the only water sensor compatible with Phyn Plus if you're concerned about a water leak in a certain location of your home, like a washing machine on a second floor. If you would like a phone call when Phyn detects a leak, this is the solution.
Your Phyn device has sent you a leak at Desert Oasis starting at 2021, January 2nd to 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Message brought to you by IFT.
You'll have to install the IFT app and use the discoverable applet that will allow IFT to call you. While there's no applet for a water pressure alert, you can get a call for frozen pipe alerts. Pro tip, enter IFT's robocall number in your contact list. Each Phyn unit is linked to only one account. In real terms, if you have a significant other, you'll have to share login credentials in order for everyone to have access. But two phones can be logged in at the same time without signing the other off. This way, the push notifications will go out on both phones. However, IFT is the answer for text notifications and phone calls to multiple phones. Settings is also where you can enable and disable away mode. If you enable away mode, Phyn will only allow any water to run continuously for 1 minute before shutting off the valve. Just below that, you'll want to go into auto shutoff. The auto shutoff settings are very important, and you'll want to familiarize yourself with these right after you install Phyn Plus, so you know what to expect and modify what is set to your needs. By default, the system is in learning mode and will not shut off your water for any reason unless you choose to override the default setting. Likewise, offline leak protection comes disabled by default. Just a friendly reminder at this point, videos can't be updated, so make sure to verify your default settings in the app when your Phyn Plus is installed. Let's go through a few scenarios to show you how alerts work with Phyn Plus. If you're actively doing something, you can keep Phyn Plus from shutting off the water by responding to the alert in the app. When you open up the Phyn app, it will ask you a few questions to verify if it's an issue or a regular use scenario. If you click on Flow Details, you'll see the details on what triggered the alert. If it's something you know about, this information will then be categorized and used to tailor Phyn to your household's usage habits. However, Phyn will continue to monitor the event and will keep it as an active issue until it's over. If you do not respond to this initial alert, you will receive another round of notifications. A third round of notifications will go out when Phyn cuts off the water to everything beyond Phyn Plus. There's one last round of notifications when the issue has been resolved, even if that means Phyn Plus turned off the water automatically. You can always shut it off sooner yourself if you're within range of your phone. If a leak is discovered during the nightly plumbing check, you'll receive a text and push notification and a different welcome screen discussing the new leak. If you click on Test Details, you'll see what you normally see in the plumbing check history. Once you've gone through the prompts, the alert will be included in the beginning of the Activity Monitor summary, and the alert will remain in the active alerts until the next successful plumbing check. Whether you address it and run a manual test, or you wait for the next automatic plumbing check to run. These are just high-level tests, and I'll be doing a follow-up video on different tests with how Phyn reacts. Keep in mind, the AI will change the reaction time and behavior as it collects more data and learns your household's habits. If your device goes offline, you'll also know by the notification at the top of the screen and the message displayed. The online interface of Phyn is only through a phone app. There is no computer access. However, if you're a property manager or someone with multiple units, there is a Phyn dashboard, which gives you high-level monitoring on your properties. You can install the app and go into demo mode to see many of the features yourself before you buy Phyn Plus. Here are all the requirements for installing a Phyn Plus. It can be installed vertically or horizontally and must be at least 12 inches above ground. Assuming a horizontal install, Phyn Plus is 16 inches long from end to end, including the 3/4 inch brass water meter couplings, which are included. The power supply is 7 11/16 in the back, flaring out to 8.5 inches in the front. The depth of the unit is 5 11/16, with 3 1/4 between the plumbing and the back. It extends forward an additional 1 1/8. Phyn Plus is 3 inches tall, with the plumbing centered in the middle. The back of the power supply is 2 3/16 inches tall. Phyn Plus requires a GFCI protected power source. Weatherproofed if your unit is outside. The device comes with an AC adapter with 14 feet and 8 inches of cable. Because the power supply is attached to the back of Phyn, there must be an electrical outlet within reach of this cord. You'll want to take into consideration which direction Phyn Plus will face. As you can see in our case, the distance from the outlet was even shorter because the incoming plumbing side of the unit, where the cord attaches to the power supply, is on the opposite side of the electrical outlet, taking an additional 8 inches off that distance, as well as running the electrical cord below the house overhang for protection from the sun. Phyn Plus also requires Wi-Fi. So far, Phyn has always been available when I've pulled out my phone, and it has not signed me out of the app. If you look at the technical specs for Phyn Plus, they do not specify an exact operating temperature range, except there's this distinction listed: HALT tested to military standard 810G for heat, UV, cold, and humidity. If you read those military standards, that pretty much translates into Phyn will send you an alert and all of your pipes will be burst before Phyn stops working due to freezing temperatures. Likewise, Phyn was ruggedized for hotter temperatures. Personally, I'm going to be including Phyn in my protective measures when a freeze rolls around, since I can't separate it from the surrounding plumbing. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how Phyn performs this summer and sharing those results with you. The MSRP on Phyn Plus is $6.99. However, you may be able to catch a better deal on the Phyn website, Amazon, another friend who has one already, or other retailers. I will go into a much deeper cost analysis in an upcoming video between Phyn Plus and Flo by Moen. Also, check with your insurance company. You may get a discount if you have a water monitor and shutoff system installed. If you buy and install your unit through the Uponor Pro Squad program, your 2-year warranty on Phyn Plus will extend another year for a total of 3 years. A Pro Squad install will also give you $3,000 of coverage for your insurance deductible if Phyn Plus misses a leak that causes damage. Stay tuned for live testing on how Phyn Plus behaves in different leak scenarios, along with another video on how Phyn Plus compares with Flo by Moen. The long-term review for Phyn Plus will come out in another year when this unit has survived all the different seasons here in the desert. I also have an entire series that you can check out to detect leaks in your home's plumbing, giving you the knowledge on how to protect your home and giving you peace of mind. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Friday.